Okay, so we're using some electrical power tools outside, so safety first. We're going to use this isolating transformer, which will isolate the electrical system should things go wrong. So that is going to there and that there. It's going outside. Test, sound check, sound check, sound check, sound check, test. Tomorrow, or maybe the day after tomorrow, I'm heading to the beach, which is very near a village where I grew up, and I'll be going camping. And I need I don't need it, I'd like to have a camp table. Looked at a few stores the other day, and all the big department stores and the small places, camping places, and I really couldn't find precisely what I wanted, and so I decided I'm going to build my own. I've got a feeling the sound's not going to be too good. I need to invest in some sort of remote microphone. I don't want a microphone that's with a cable attached to the camera. I'm sure it's just a matter of time I'm going to end up pulling the camera onto the ground and smashing it or something. So anyway, we're going to go with camera and mic there and me here, and we'll just see how it goes. So this table, I want the table to roll up and go into a sort of a bag. I don't want anything big and bulky. I already have a camp table, and it's a bit of a pain in the backside to transport around in the car, so anyway, I'm not going to explain too much. I'm just going to, because I generally, often when I build things, I don't sort of work to plan. I just sort of work it out in my mind as I go. I can generally see things in my mind fairly well, I think. And but the criteria here is the table needs to fit a couple of these sitting on the table, which I picked up from the warehouse. When I say the warehouse is a huge department store comparable to something like Walmart in the United States, but we're here in New Zealand, and that's where these came from. We've got a little bit of a I don't know, dugout there, keep liquids in that, contained. So that's the criteria. Sit on there, table's got to roll in and out and be somewhat sturdy. I'll pick these up at our local store, Bunnings. Immediately, at the time I bought these, I immediately could see, wow, these might start warping in the sun and whatnot, but they don't sell native timber, and I'm kind of against using native timber anyway, because we shouldn't be destroying our forests of native timber. So this is pine. It's not something I'm going to be using all the time. I mean, I don't go camping a lot, so hopefully it's not going to warp too much, and I may have a bit of a plan there to help ease that perhaps securing it or whatever to stop things moving around. But yeah, that could be a problem. But this channel is not all about, it's not about me educating you, it's about, you know, just giving things a go, and I encourage people to do that. Don't feel you've got to be an expert in everything, because I don't care who you are, you're not an expert at everything. Maybe that sounds a bit blunt, but it's just the way I see it. Just give things a go. I will be using a few power tools. Yeah, if you're not comfortable with power tools, maybe find a friend or parent or somebody who is, because, you know, they can be lethal if you're not careful. I've been using power tools since, I don't know, as long as I can remember, I suppose. And again, I'm not an expert. I just, you know, box on basically. Anyway, so let's get into this. I may not have enough timber here, I might have to go and purchase some more, but we'll see how we go. So this edge, we've got the stickers. What I'm going to do is put these on the drop saw and square those edges, so we'll start with that. Right, going to square these edges up on one end. Ten of these. Cool. 10 edges squared up. Okay. Cut all those in half, and squared the ends. Good enough. Yeah, so you saw me cutting that. Yes, I could have put a stop in there and speed things up a bit, but you know, I'm not doing this sort of work all the time, so the amount of time it will take me to put a stop, because if you put a stop, that's fine, but then it's got to be square, this and that. So I just eyeballed it, the half with the ruler, and cut them, which is going to be good enough. So let's put these together now. Put these stickers together. I don't want that on the top. And often you peel those stickers off, and then you'll end up with all this gooey stuff, which then affects your varnish or stain or whatever, which is why I don't like, you know, they should come up with a different kind of sticker, or I don't know. Anyway, it's all good. We're going to put that on the underside of our table, and we'll need to alternate it just because. So here we go. Let's stick these up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Remember, our table wants to hold this. That's my plan. And we should be good there. Right, next thing we want to do is Start putting some holes through here and threading this through. I don't know, 1, 2, 3 or 4, I'm not sure yet. We'll just see how it goes. So we're going to set up the drill press and crack on with that. Don't use things for a while, they tend to get a bit manky and rusty and whatnot. Just try and give that a bit of a done verniers. I've lost count of how many of these I've purchased through my lifetime, but they always seem to fall apart at some point. I don't buy digital ones anymore, they just seem to be even worse. I'm missing the screws for that. Okay, so that's gonna be my verniers. Yes, I know it's a crescent or a shifter if you're Aussie, but today it's gonna be my verniers, measuring drill bits. Well, we don't need to measure it, we just need to size it basically. So that's what I'll be using. Since the verniers is kaput, I don't want to buy a new one right now. Sometimes you go into town and yeah, stay home today. Alright, let's do a bit of a test here. This bit, got some juice on here. Oh, I forgot where the power switch is. Focus. Anyway, we've got a bit of ripping there, so help prevent that, we're going to speed the drill up. Let's try that again. That moving out of the camera shot. And okay. I need to decide how far in we're going to come in with the hole. Because of the little bit of tearing, it might just come in quite, I don't know, some distance from the end. Okay, off camera I've measured in 50 millimeters from there coming in, and then this side coming in, so 50, and we're going to go through and drill holes through here. I'm not going to give you the size because, you know, as I said before, you're buying what is available off the shelf, otherwise it's just unnecessary work to go buy, you know, exactly this and you can't find it, and so then you go through the stress of, oh, it's not the right size, I need to get this machine down, this and that. No, just go and buy what's off the shelf and just have a think about it. So the drill, I'm not even going to measure that. I just know that it's a decent wall size there for between the hole and the edge of the timber, and the string should hopefully fit through. And I'm not going to mark the centre, I'm just going to eyeball that. And I'm going to go through and drill all these. I'm just going to quickly check my string can actually fit through the hole. Let's just sort of melt that a little bit. A little bit more. Okay. There you go. That should be alright. Might go a little bit bigger with the hole, but we'll see. That's right. Okay, so there's many pieces there. Got a hole through there, 50 millimeters in, and a hole there, also 50 millimeters in. And now I'm going to do the same thing but through the center. So what I'm going to do, find the center. So I found the halfway mark here on this one, and basically we're just going to line these up and get the mark off there. So I've got the halfway mark marked on all of these, just to keep things consistent with regards to the centre. We don't want to have these swapped around, so we'll keep them there. I'm going to put a cross here at each of these ends, or a star, just to make sure I don't forget the orientation of all of these. So I'll put a mark there, all of those, and back. Okay, so I've marked down one side so that we know which way to keep these. And now I need the halfway mark on this face here, so I'm just going to go through and put the centre on this face here on each of these. Alright, I've got the centre marked on these faces here. I'm now going to whack a hole through this as well. Through there. Now I'm going to do a bit of a dry run and push this through one of the holes. Might go for the centre one. And what I want to check is that this is going to be laying flat, or is this bit of rope going to cause the thing to sort of be up and down and everything because of my inaccuracy of the centre of the holes. We can alleviate that by oversizing the holes a fraction, but I'd rather keep it as small as I can, so let's thread that through and see how it's going to go. Thinking I'm probably going to put a knot between each of these, which means, I don't know, maybe a 5mm gap between each of these, which is going to make our table slightly longer, which is perfectly fine. So I kind of had this all planned out in my mind as I was walking around all the department stores the other day, thinking, man, I could probably just make something. And then when I went to bed last night, I had a look on YouTube just to see what other people are doing, and it seems they're using some kind of webbing and they're just running it along underneath and stapling the webbing as opposed to threading a piece of rope through the centre like what I'm doing here. It will certainly be quicker, but I'm going to keep to my plan and put a rope through it. That actually sits quite well, so I'm happy about it. And hopefully through there, these will be all spaced out, the table will be a little bit longer. Can't actually remember what I have in here. It says clear, but often you can get these things tinted, give it some colour and whatnot. And looking at a bit of splash marks in it here, I'm thinking it's gonna be not like this, but something sort of, I don't know. We'll see. Shake, 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 shake. Doesn't look like I've shaken it much, but I've actually walked around the whole house and come back here shaking it, so let's open it up. The satin clear that had been tinted, almost of this colour. Oh, I think 2014 I bought that can and had it tinted. Anyway, as soon as I started to stir it, the bottom of the can just decided to disintegrate and pouring out all over the lawn, so I wasn't able to stir it properly, and you can't really see the tint in there, But it doesn't matter, I don't want to go to the store, and it's good to use up some old stuff laying around. So I don't feel the coating on there, which is alright. Yeah, I don't mind that colour. This is going to be a camping table, remember, so you know, it doesn't have to be flash. We'll probably be cleaning fish and whatnot on this table, so it doesn't matter. Right, get back to threading this through. Still Christmas. Okay, you get the picture. Keep this long for now in case I need to undo it. I think so. Hey, so here we are back home. I've already been camping. The table worked a charm, and I'm very happy with it. And I spent last night trying to edit the video and append all the clips together, ready for upload. But well, when I came across a video that shows me assembling the table, yeah, it wasn't great, so I've decided to do that again, and I'll keep the record time in real time so that you can see how it goes together. Now I've used nuts and bolts here. The nuts and bolts have nylon washers at each end. I will be using a crescent or a shifter depending where you live. I just call it a crescent. But I do intend to replace the nuts with wing nuts so that you can assemble it with no tools. So that's the only thing here, but that's an easy fix. So let's get into it. yeah, so it doesn't take long to assemble at all. As I say, if I had some wing nuts I wouldn't need the tool. There's one more step, I forgot to bring them outside. Little garden ties, let me just go and grab those. Okay, here I am at the last step to assembling the camp table. So I've got this product here. It's a product targeted for staking a tree to a support stake or in the garden or something like that. And yeah, so you basically cut a piece of that off and you end up with, I don't want to cut that one, I've already got a whole bunch of them cut. So these things here, and you can just do this. Yeah, so that's it. Table's ready to go and to be used. And yeah, if you are going to go camping, I highly recommend take some of this. It's very, very handy. You can do all kinds of things with this. Make a cell phone holder. Hang stuff in the tree. I had a little branch going over the tabletop, holding a sort of a tripod thing just made out of branches and tied it together, and a torch hanging over the flashlight hanging over the table. Very handy stuff. You just cut it and bend it. The stuff here very cheap. You can get a more sort of a professional sort of thing, but these are quite expensive, you know, and not so inconspicuous, so people might nick them. So I suggest just get a roll of that. It's real cheap and real handy. And let me show you the paddles. That, remember, that was the criteria to the table. And little gas cooker. And the little things sticking out the ends of the table, well, they actually come in quite handy. It's olive oil. Foam dishwash. Okay, let's try and wrap this video up and get it uploaded. I've got other jobs I need to get on with. I just shot down to the store today and bought this fabric. What was it? $10 per meter with 40% discount. I got 2 meters here. I haven't tried it, so we're going to do this together first time. well, that's it, except I forgot to put the nuts and bolts in there, so that's alright, we'll do that off camera. And get inside and get this pushed up. Thanks for watching, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll see you in the next one, and happy 2021. Bye.